All right, let's dive in. Ready to go deeper than just those headlines everyone sees.
Always.
Today we're going to tackle David Beckham.
Oh, interesting.
Guy's life is fascinating and sometimes controversial too, right?
Absolutely.
So we're going to use excerpts from David Beckham, The Fallen and Risen Idol, which is a biography. And let me tell you, it's a wild ride.
Wow, I bet.
Full of twists and turns. And honestly, it reveals a lot about resilience,
Yeah.
about ambition, and kind of what it costs to be famous.
Mhm.
Like, what's that price you pay?
Right.
So what I find really interesting about Beckham is his story. It's not your typical sports thing.
No.
You know, like, oh, he was great, then he retired.
Right. It goes way beyond that.
Yeah.
It's more about how he handled this immense pressure of global stardom, right?
Yeah.
The incredible highs he had and those devastating lows. And I mean, he constantly reinvented himself, like through it all.
Okay, so let's start at the 1998 World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
For a lot of people, that's like the beginning of this crazy roller coaster he's on.
Big time.
So Beckham, at that point, was only 23.
Wow. Young.
Yeah, and already a national hero in England.
Yeah.
But then, like that, it changed.
Everything shifted.
Yeah,
Think about it. You're at the biggest stage in the world.
it doesn't get bigger.
No. Representing your country, the expectations couldn't be higher.
Right.
And then, boom, red card, your team's out, and you're the scapegoat.
And that backlash,
Intense.
intense is an understatement.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just those fans who were, like, bummed out.
No.
I mean, they burned effigies of him.
Oh.
They were attacking him in the tabloids constantly.
Relentless.
There were death threats. It's hard to imagine what that does to you mentally.
Psychologically, I can't even.
Going from, like, beloved to public enemy number one, just overnight.
Almost like this primal instinct to find someone to blame, right?
Yeah.
But then things go wrong. It happens in sports all the time.
Right.
And he became the target.
I see it time and again, athletes in that spotlight young.
That's a good point. Makes you wonder, how do you come back from that?
Yeah,
Like being publicly shamed like that?
right.
But that's exactly what he did. He didn't just survive it. He used it.
As fuel.
Yeah, like it pushed him. And that's one of the biggest themes that comes out in this book.
Definitely.
Resilience.
Mm-hmm.
So, 2001, only 3 years after that whole World Cup mess, he scores.
That free kick
An iconic free kick
against Greece.
sends England to the next World Cup.
Redemption. Pure redemption.
Oh, yeah. The whole nation, you could almost feel everyone breathing again.
I bet.
Right. But even with that comeback, things still weren't easy.
No.
His relationship with Sir Alex Ferguson at Manchester United
Oh, yeah.
started falling apart.
Right?
I mean, this is his longtime mentor,
Yeah.
his manager.
Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, it really is.
Both so driven, passionate,
Right.
but strong personalities.
Oh, yeah. And at some point, they just couldn't coexist.
You can't always force it.
No.
And then there's that infamous flying boot incident
In the locker room,
in the locker room.
the final straw
Oh, yeah.
leads to Beckham leaving.
The club he loved.
That's got to be hard.
Imagine leaving the team that, like, made you a star,
Yeah.
all because of this broken relationship.
Wow.
It was risky.
Huge risk.
A lot of people thought it was the beginning of the end for him.
Yeah, you can see why they'd think that.
Right. But he'd already built this global brand,
True.
bigger than Manchester United.
Way bigger.
So when he moves to Real Madrid in 2003, it's like a whole new chapter.
It is.
A chance to play with Zidane, Ronaldo.
The biggest names.
I mean, come on.
it's a whole new level of stardom playing for like the most prestigious club,
Right.
I mean, in the world.
Yeah. But even with all that, Madrid wasn't a cakewalk.
No.
He got criticized. People say he wasn't winning enough titles.
Ah, the pressure.
And his personal life, that spotlight got even brighter.
Even brighter, yeah.
Yeah. And that's where things get, well,
Messy.
messy's one word for it.
Huh.
2004.
That scandal.
The scandal with Rebecca Luce.
His assistant.
Yeah, personal assistant.
Tabloids were all over that.
Explodes in the tabloids.
Yeah.
PR nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't just his career on the line.
Yeah.
It was his marriage.
To Victoria.
Victoria Beckham.
Already a global icon in her own right.
So this wasn't just some, like, oops moment.
No.
This was a huge crisis.
Yeah.
Their whole relationship just scrutinized.
Under that microscope.
Victoria later said it was the most difficult time of their marriage.
Wow.
Everybody was wondering, can Brand Beckham survive this?
Right.
It's incredible how they handled it, though. They came out stronger.
How'd they do that?
They made this strategic move to Los Angeles.
L.A.
David signs with LA Galaxy.
Okay.
And that move, it wasn't just about football.
More to it?
It was reinvention.
Fresh start.
A fresh start. They took control
He can control, yeah.
of their own story. Bold move, right?
Seriously, back then?
Because MLS, it wasn't as big as those European leagues.
No, not even close.
But it was a win-win.
How so?
He brought all this global attention to MLS.
Yeah.
Which made it more popular.
Gave it a boost.
And his own career got this new energy.
Revitalized it.
It's something we see over and over in his story.
Right. It's...
Bouncing back from these setbacks.
Yeah.
And actually being even more successful.
Right.
It's like he thrives on turning bad situations into good ones.
He takes that adversity and turns it into opportunity.
Almost like he's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers.
I like that.
But just when you think he's settled in L.A., another controversy.
Oh, no. What now?
Leaked emails in 2017.
Uh-oh.
He's expressing frustration because he hasn't gotten knighted.
Knighted.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And those emails, what's interesting is they show this side of him we haven't really seen.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like, it's raw, unguarded. Some might even say entitled. It tarnished that perfect image. You know, the always calm, charming Beckham.
Yeah.
It was a reminder, right?
That even global icons have these moments.
Vulnerability.
Frustration.
And
maybe even a little bit of ego.
Maybe a bit. But the real damage to his reputation came a few years later.
Qatar.
The 2022 World Cup. Qatar.
Yeah.
He's an ambassador for the event, and people are outraged.
Why? Because...
their human rights record.
Right.
This controversy was bad because it felt like he was betraying what he stood for.
Especially his support for the LGBTQ plus community.
Yeah. A lot of people felt like he chose money over doing the right thing.
Huge backlash.
Yeah. It made people question his integrity.
Question everything.
Like, is he more about his brand than what's right?
Yeah.
It felt like the kind of damage that might be impossible to come back from.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, could he ever recover from that?
It was a low point, no doubt. But then...
he does it again.
Another twist. Beckham does what Beckham does. Right?
It's unbelievable.
Just when everyone's like, okay, he's done.
Right.
He pulls this off, and it's remarkable.
Yeah.
And this time, it's for the right reasons.
I'm guessing you're talking about Messi.
Bingo. Signing Lionel Messi to Inter Miami in 2023.
Game changer.
It weren't just a big signing.
No.
It was like a whole different level.
Dude, Inter Miami and honestly the whole MLS on the map.
In a way that nobody saw coming.
Nobody.
Masterstroke. Total masterstroke. Landing Messi, arguably the best footballer ever.
Come on.
It was like a redemption arc straight out of Hollywood.
Yeah.
But it was more than just a smart business move.
Mm-hmm.
This comes after all those years of criticism, right? People doubting him, his decisions.
Questioning if he cared about anything more than, like, his brand.
Exactly. And this signing, it felt like a statement.
What kind of statement?
He was proving, I still got it.
Yeah. Like, don't count me out.
It reminded everyone why he became such a global icon.
Mm-hmm.
He can reinvent himself. He turns bad situations into good ones.
Always one step ahead.
And this time, it felt different.
How so?
It was like he was actually using his power to make football better.
Elevate the sport.
Yeah, the sport he loved.
And let's not forget the business side of things.
Right.
Bringing Messi to Miami.
It boosted his own team, but the whole MLS too?
The value just skyrocketed.
Showed how well he understands the global market.
And how to use it.
Okay, so we went from World Cup villain to global superstar.
Yeah.
Real Madrid to LA Galaxy.
Yeah.
Scandal to reinvention.
What a ride.
A wild ride, right?
It is.
But through all of it, there's this tension.
Between
what he did on the field and his life off of it.
Like
trying to balance those two sides.
The athlete, the celebrity.
Exactly.
That's what makes him so fascinating, right?
It is.
He's this amazing footballer. I mean, incredible success on the pitch.
No doubt.
But he's also this master at self-promotion.
Yeah.
Style icon businessman.
He knew the power of his own image.
Oh, absolutely.
And sometimes those two worlds, they clashed.
When his personal life became like tabloid fodder.
Yeah. Or when his business stuff seemed more important than his sport.
Mm-hmm.
Made people question, is he really who he says he is?
Authenticity.
Yeah, the price of fame.
Right.
Like you have to keep up this perfect image.
All the time. It's a lot of pressure.
He's basically living under a microscope, right?
Yeah.
Every decision he makes, every relationship.
Every mistake.
Gets analyzed. dissected by the public.
And that's got to be tough to handle.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you add family into it.
Because with all that fame and money, he's still a husband, a dad.
Exactly. And those aren't easy roles.
Especially when you live your life in the spotlight.
Right.
Even Brand Beckham.
Yeah.
With all that perfection, they weren't immune.
To the ups and downs of, marriage, family. Remember those rumors about tension in his marriage?
Yeah. Because of his friend, Dave Gardner.
Right, Dave Gardner. Tabloids went crazy.
He was all, he's partying too much.
Doesn't fit with Victoria's image.
Exactly. It reminded us, even those seemingly perfect couples, they have real problems too.
Yeah.
And then there was that Vogue photo shoot 2018.
Oh, yeah.
Some people thought, wait, are they okay?
Like there were cracks in the facade.
Made you wonder what was really going on.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, how do they handle all that pressure?
They're resilient, that's for sure.
As a couple, they weathered those storms, came out stronger.
And maybe they also understood how to play the media game.
Yeah. They used their platform to control the story.
Project the right image.
So even with all the fame and fortune, it seems like Beckham still had those normal problems.
Balancing relationships, his values.
The demands of being in the public eye all the time.
It's a reminder no matter how high you climb, how successful you get.
You can't escape being human.
We all make mistakes, have flaws.
And sometimes those things happen on a very public stage.
Yeah. Makes you think, what does that scrutiny do to a person?
Even someone like Beckham, who seems invincible.
Right.
But even with all the controversy, the setbacks, the doubts,
There's one thing that's always there.
his impact on the world, yeah, it's huge. You can't deny how much he's influenced, like, everything.
Everything, yeah.
From how people dress to sports, business, even charity stuff.
He's gone way beyond just football.
He really has. He's a global brand,
Yeah,
a cultural icon.
People watch his every move.
Millions of them. And that's what's so interesting about his story, I think.
What is?
He's got this level of fame, this influence, that athletes just don't usually have.
Very few, yeah.
But the question is, what's he going to do with it?
Right. What will he do with all that power?
Will he actually make a difference?
Yeah.
Champion some good causes.
Leave a real legacy.
More than just what he did on the field. It's a question a lot of people are asking.
Especially after all the recent controversies.
Yeah. Will he own up to those mistakes?
Will he try to rebuild trust?
Or is he just going to keep building his brand?
Time will tell.
Yeah.
But one thing's for sure, though, his story's not over yet.
Not even close.
He keeps surprising us, challenging us.
Makes us rethink what we thought about fame and success.
And what it means to live your life with everyone watching.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Beckham, what do you think the big takeaway is?
From his whole journey.
Yeah, what can we learn from what he did right, what he messed up, how many times he reinvented himself?
I think the biggest thing is that success, it's not a straight shot.
No.
It's messy, it's unpredictable, you got to take risks, you'll make mistakes.
And hopefully you learn from him.
You have to. Beckham's career shows how powerful resilience is.
Bouncing back.
Exactly. And being able to change with the times.
He's had a lot of both, setbacks and comebacks.
He has.
And it's that ability to reinvent himself, to keep growing.
That's kept him at the top.
For so long.
For sure. And that's something we can all use in our own lives. Whether it's work, relationships, just figuring out the world.
It's complicated out there.
It is. Beckham's story reminds us we get to choose how we tell our own stories.
Yeah.
We can learn from our mistakes, keep going for what we want, even when it's hard.
It's inspiring. A message of hope.
And determination.
It really makes you think, what does his story tell us about fame today?
In the 21st century.
Yeah. How do we balance all his talent and what he accomplished with all the controversy?
And the mistakes.
Yeah. And what's next for him?
People are going to be debating that for years.
Probably. But you can't deny how much he's changed things.
The world of sports, entertainment, even culture.
He's complex. He's fascinating.
His story is like a mirror to all the ups and downs, all the craziness of right now.
So we'll leave you to think about the enigma that is David Beckham.
That's a good way to put it.
Just remember this. Life, it's a journey, not the destination.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes those unexpected turns, those are the ones that lead to something amazing.
Couldn't agree more.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.